Good morning. Hello, stacking. And yes, I did. I'm doing 2 Saturday streams in a row. Although it is significantly later today because I did let myself sleep in quite a bit today. But it's nice because I'm actually awake. All right, so let's see what we were working on. I didn't actually do any of the setup stuff. I launched Zellage, and that was pretty much it. I don't have anything running, so we need to get that going on. Not. Oh yeah, tab is fine. I want. Oh, you know what I should do? I should add in an architecture alias. Uh, is it really architecture? It's more of database. Let's rename it. All right, let's create a new tab, and we'll do this as dot files maybe. All right, so cd to config Zellage layouts. All right, so something I haven't figured out how to do is to get the Zellage layout to work with, what is it called? To work with commands inside. I tried a command and it didn't really do what I expected it to do. As in, it just failed. All right, so we have this architecture here. I think I want to rename you to database. We might as well also duplicate this. Ooh, I think that was too many. This will be dot files. I wonder, is there a way for me to mark which one is active? It always seems to do the last one first, or it has me go to the last one, which is not terrible. I'm fine with that. All right, so I'll leave you going there. Oh, I can pane right. I guess I can leave you with like that. You can. All right, where do I have my alias? Here it is. Oh, I have an alias for a new tab. Interesting. Because oh right, because I don't. Interesting. I totally forgot that that's a possibility. I don't think I need that, but I'll keep that there. I have the TMUX set up. I don't really need that anymore. So we have this YCL and LMS. I want to place you, and this is going to be database. Maybe we'll call it DB. We're going to CD into Brooks builds. Brooks builds. Database. And that's it. That's all I care about. All right, so then let's head back to here. We'll resource. Although I could also create a function in my ZSHRC that just CDs into here and runs the Docker compose file to start the database. That might work too. I guess I could start the front end in the meantime while we're waiting for this. So let's head over here. Go to Insert View. Just jump into Vim here. This always takes so long in the morning when I set this up. Although I logged out as this user. I think that probably killed Docker. And so it took it down. I wonder if I don't really log out between sessions, then maybe it'll be a lot faster bringing it back up. There we go. Okay, so you're happy there. You're happy here. I think we're not actually doing anything with the database right this second, so we should be fine, but I should also be able to now go to localhost 8081 for Hasura and 8082 for our course here. We can then also go to courses, and we'll see that we're trying to run the course. Okay, that's good. Let's head back to here. Okay, so I think I could probably create. Well, let's actually do the request. So we want to finish doing the request, and getting the body out. And that's the. Oh, I wonder, can I actually. Let's see, I don't think I can do this. Oh, it's a query body. I wonder if I can format it. It does remind me that I do need to create a logging system that would easily allow me to like reformat and use like debug mode and other things for these type of things. I could just pass them in. Okay, so if I pass in body here. Oh, it doesn't implement body. Okay, fine. We have an into, a try into. Ooh, a query here. That works. Okay, so I can see what the query is going to be, which is this. We have GraphQL URI query list LMS courses, ID LMS tag. Okay, so this looks exactly right for what we're going to send in. All right, let's go find the documentation for this and continue on. All right, so we have the query. Now we have to do a post to wherever we're sending this to. Okay. All right, so we'll do the result of the query equals. We're going to use glue for this. So glue net HTTP I guess post. So there's a method here. Oh, I think it's request. There we go. Post to the URL. So we want this to be the GraphQL URI. What are you? your request. Thank you. All right, what do I get from here? So we do the post. So that should get us to this. Then we immediately do this JSON. Okay. And the JSON, we're going to pass it in the request. Oh, this one here. So this is what we're pulling it back into. Oh yeah, no. This is what we're sending out. This is not the request to turn it into JSON. I was getting this JSON confused with this JSON. Okay, so we're gonna post to this. We're gonna JSON a reference to the GraphQL variables. No, the body. Okay, are you happy with that so far? Yes. Then we're going to send it and await. It's not giving me help right now. There's an error. Right. Okay, so we have a result here, which means we need to map this into an error. What do I, getting course, oh, getting courses, yeah. I probably want to switch this to like be able to say which part of the getting courses it was having trouble with. But okay, you're that. No method. Oh, right. Then we can question mark you. There we go. Okay. What are you so far? Your result. So then this is another map error. Then I think we can do the .json on it. I think it's just like that. Okay, so you're now the response. So if you're response, then I want to get the, okay, so for the response body, so we get the res.json, and then for JSON, we're going to give it the type of union query, so it's the lowercase one, response data. So it's adding in this response data struct for us to use. So and really, I could do this all in one go, can't I? Like, there's not really a reason for me not to then just do, I want JSON. This is the response. Okay, reads the response to completion, parsing it as JSON. I need to tell it to be, what did we call this? This was list LMS courses, response data like that. We need to await you, I believe. And we need to map an error. I wonder, I might be able to just get away with now having this be the response. No? Okay. Mismatch type expected. Oh, okay. So it's this response data, which isn't exactly what. Oh, so we're going to have to map this again. Okay, so let's undo you. If I remember correctly, if I head over to the API itself, wait, no, this is the API. If I head over to the query, database queries, I can do a response derives. I think it's like this. I want the response derives debug. Okay, let's see if that works. No, did not want to go over that. I wanted to do that one. Okay, so if the response derives debug, at this point, I should be able to now do the glue. Oh, we have to do the format trick that I often do. So can I actually do this? I don't remember. Can I do that? I think I can. So it's take this response from here and then apply a debug. Courses is empty. Oh, courses response. Interesting. We're not getting this. Oh, does that mean we're getting an error? Oh, we might be getting an error. That might be what's going on. Let's go into the courses page. Okay, so in the second use effect, if let some courses is the dot data, I throw those into the store. So let's do a got courses storing in the store. Now here, I also want to do an if let some error. Load courses state error. I don't think I can do something like error.message. Is that a thing? That is not a thing, but oh, no field message. Okay, so you don't have a message, so I have to do the debug trick. Okay, you're all compiled. Getting an error, loading courses, getting courses. Okay, so we got an error sometime, which means we need to update our error. It's now taken. I'm surprised error fetching courses from the database. We got this. I'm surprised it didn't like print that out. But I need to figure out how to print that out so I can then get a message in and display that. A debug unfortunately won't work here. So I want courses. I always figured that this would work for it. Error. Okay, I'm now getting like these methods. These are nice to actually see this. Oh, toString might be what I need. That might give me what I want. There we go. Okay, got an error loading courses, error fetching courses from the database. Excellent. So let's go and remind ourselves how we get custom messages in here, which I think if I do something like this, then I just do, okay, simple enough. Okay, I think that's all I need to do here. Oh, we can't use copy anymore. That's too bad. Well, I can't use copy because it's a string, I bet. Because string doesn't implement copy. Okay, so there's you. Let's head over to the API. You require now a message. All right, so the message is here. Getting courses. So in this error, we are sending sending GraphQL request. I want to. This is now getting the response back. So getting response. You're upset because you're not a string and I found a stir. I wonder... if I can do something like this. I don't think I can do something like a dine or an until. It's like, can I do a stir? Can I do a static stir? I can do that. Okay, and then this is converting to JSON. Oh, I guess I could have taken this and two-stringed inside of there. Oh, that might be even better. Hold on, let's... Well, this is a way for me to like convert it myself. Okay, let's go back to errors. I can't make this like an into, right? I can't like do an impl here because it's a enum. So I can't do something like impl toString. Yeah, not allowed in the type. I could do a box into, but then I'd have to like box it. That seems not fun. Okay, so let's go back to a string. So this is in getting courses. Error fetching courses. Okay, let's actually make this. All right, so we're gonna head back to API. Fetching courses, and then you take in a string, and you'll be the error toString. I think I get what's going on with the autocomplete here. So I can do a tab without typing anything, and it knows what I'm doing. Okay, then I can just like, if I don't type anything, but if I type something like the beginning E, oh, okay, it figured. I just have to remember to type tab in here. Gabe's, hello. Also, HZ, hello. How's your Saturday going? There we go, okay. You should be happy. We're compiling now, so we should now be able to see exactly what's going on. So, aha, okay. Got an error loading courses, error fetching courses, missing field, LMS courses. Oh, did I change? Oh, I changed things, didn't I? Did I change things? I may have. Missing field LMS courses at line 1, column 203. So what we can take a look at is in the network here, we did a post to the GraphQL. Here's a request. Query LMS, list LMS courses, Very slow in a nice way. Awesome. I mean, that sounds like the perfect weekend. This feels wrong. Although query is a... Oh, what should it be though? Should this just be... JSON body is... No, that doesn't make sense. Operation name list LMS. Okay, so hold on. Let's... Documentation again for graphical client. Now this is using just a brand new request client, and we're sending the request body. I mean, that seems right. All right. What exactly are you yelling at me about? Missing field LMS courses. Oh, you forgot. No, don't save. Ever. Okay, so here's this LMS courses. What's what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to our network tab. We're going to grab you, throw you in here, prettify you up. That works. Okay, so the query works. Missing field LMS courses. What am I supposed to send to them? Perhaps the problem is that the network, that this is inside of like a query here. I would imagine that's okay. Operation name, the LMS course. So like, we have these. It should be okay, right? Oh, wait. Response. It worked. It did work. Coding Garden fan, hello. And also, Honey McMoney Old Man is my course. Introduction to Axum is for beginners. Yes. So it helps if you have some Rust experience. You don't need it very much. Like, you don't necessarily need real life Rust experience, but it would be helpful if you went through like the first chapter 3 in the book. Then other than that, having some kind of backend experience, like just knowing in general how like a web server works, very, very basic. Like if you've ever used Express, for example, that would be also helpful. At least you'll be faster to sort of get things, and you won't need to ask quite as many questions. But if you don't have that experience, what I would suggest is try to go through it and then ask questions for in the community. So I do have a Discord up, and I'm happy to ask any questions. And answer any questions. And there's some others there too that will jump in and help out. And we can get you through it, or at least help you understand, hopefully. Okay, so this actually worked. We got you here. So the query worked fine. So the problem was so weird that it's like error fetching courses. Got an error loading courses. Oh, that's mine. Error fetching courses. Missing field. So it's almost like what I need is two things as part of this error. Hold on, let's go back to the errors. And so I want error fetching courses, and then I want it's almost like I want a string, where I could have I don't necessarily want this there then. I want that for 1, that for 2. I'm gonna head back into API. You're upset now. And now I can say which step this is. So, all right. This is gonna be sending request to GraphQL server. This is, oh no, this is before sending it. This is building the request, isn't it? This is building request JSON body. Thanks, Coding Garden fan. Also, Gabe's. Oh, that's stupid. I'm sorry. How do I need to tell it. That's a weird thing that Nightbot caught. Sorry about that. The question is there a way to avoid getting stuck in the data.data.data when fetching data from an API? So, yes. I guess like one thing to remember is that if you're using something like Axum in JavaScript, it adds a data on by itself. And so if you have a data inside of your object, now you have a data.data situation. And if you have another sort of middle person doing stuff, middleware going in there, it might add another data. So that can cause you to have that like data.data.data thing. For one thing, it may not be a problem. It might just be okay. Another possibility is to be really, really, really aware of like what tools are going to add like a data in there or whatever it's called, and then extract them away. So are you talking about like something with Axios in JavaScript, or are you talking about like just in general, like including here in Rust, which I don't think this response adds one. I don't think it does. I don't remember. And this one abstracts away for me, so it should be fine. Oh, Axios, it got so confusing. All right, so here's a trick with Axios. Let's do a new tab, throw into node. All right, so if I do something like axios.post, we're going to GraphQL. Of course, okay, fine, whatever. I'm gonna have to do this in one line now. All right, so we have axios.post, GraphQL, and then we have like a .then, right? So this is one thing, like if you're using async await, you're not really gonna have much of a choice here. Is that true? Kind of, yeah. So if I do like .then, we get the response back. And all I want to do in this point is get the JSON out of it. So we're going to turn response to JSON, and that's it. And then we have another then, And at this point, I might want to call this like extract from the data. So we get our data out, and I would return data.data, and then .then, and whatever other things are. But I might just return this. Now the key here is throw this inside of a function. So throw this entire thing inside of a function. You can now extract out, and that data has already been extracted for you. So you only have to remember about the data.data thing once, and then you forever on, you don't need to worry about it anymore. You just call this function for the Axios post. And you might be able to then get away with Axios post like URL data. Pressed up arrow and everything went away. Sorry. You do Axios post, you take in the URL, you take in data, and then it now turns, like, you now can use this as a very generic sending, like a wrapper for Axios. And then it handles it for you. So write once, don't have to think about it ever again. That's my suggestion for dealing with something like that. Like callback hell, data.data hell. Exactly. It can also help being very, what is the right words for it? It being very conscientious, thoughtful, purposeful about your data structure that you're sending back from the API. So knowing that there is a data most likely going to be added in, don't put a data inside of the object coming back. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have something representing that data. It might be body or main or whatever you want to call it, like whatever makes sense. Or maybe it is data, and then that should go into the documentation of, hey, if you're using Axios, there's a data.data. Twisted Seed, hello. You tried to destructure, but it's unreadable. It's quite possible that you're trying to destructure it before it's run, because there's an async await problem here. So if you're trying to destructure it out of it, first grab it, like you have to await it first, and then you can destructure it. But don't go all in one go unless you wrap it with parentheses to await it in the right order, but I hate doing that. I don't like the parentheses to force an await to happen in one line. That's one of the reasons I like to use the function method. So basically just name your weirdness. That's the function. So you give it a name, and then you just stuff it into utilities folder, and you don't think about it ever again. And if you really want to be JavaScripty, you write a bunch of tests for that, create a node module, and bam, you've got one of those node modules that everybody hates because it's like one line. And people are like, why don't you just do this in the code? And it's like, because then I don't have to think about it ever again. Bonus points if you can get half the ecosystem till you start using it, and then you can, like, I don't know, remove it from npm somehow. Take down all of JavaScript in one go. Okay, where were we? So this was after we created the body, before we sent. So now we've sent it, and we're awaiting, we're getting the response. So getting response. And then here, we're now turning it, we're taking the response and we're extracting the data into JSON. So converting to JSON. Except these need to be .intos. I keep on forgetting that, like, if I do dot when I'm not in insert mode, bad things happen. Okay. Now we can see exactly where this is happening. So got an error loading courses, which I misspelled courses. That's fun. Converting to JSON, missing field LMS courses. Got it. Okay. So now we know exactly where our problem is. Converting to JSON here. So that wasn't what we were expecting back. Okay, what do you have here? This response body is a oh, it's a response. And where does response come from? Response comes from the GraphQL client. Oh, I think that's what it is. Okay. So I want you there. I want that response. There we go. Okay, that should make it happier. There we go. Okay. No longer we got the courses, storing them in the store. Okay. Of course, we don't see them in the stores. That's another issue. But course response is response. So now we see these. We have our data, which is some response data. Okay, so course is response. So now we're going to go back to courses. Okay, so here's our got courses, storing them in the data. Sorry, storing them in the store. And we should be able to take a look at exactly what these are. Oh, can I do this? I don't think I can. Because they don't implement copy, so I'm gonna have to do this. This is the only one that might remain here, and it's the only one that was misspelled. That's fun. Okay, so oh, am I not? Oh, I'm not returning it. I'm not returning it from the API. Okay, so here we have this response here. Now what do you look like? You courses response. Okay, look at that. So we have a data in here, and then a data is an option that has this response data. That's an object that has this LMS courses, and that's our vector. That's what we want to get out here to do this. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. This is where we need to drill in and get the thing out. All right, so we're gonna return an okay. I don't really need to do that. That was okay, and then where's the response? This is the response. data. Now, what's nice about like if you have a chance to use TypeScript when you're using Axios in JavaScript, you get that data in there, and it's not a problem anymore. I have something above this fold. Why can't I see it up there? I don't know what it is. That's great. So all these methods, what do I need? So we have data. Oh, it's another option. Okay, so I actually do want to. Okay, so we grab you as data, and so now we have you. That is this option with response data. So if you don't have anything on you, we're gonna do a map or else. No. Oh yeah, this turns it into an error, doesn't it? Map or else turns it into an error. I believe. Wait, why are you... How do I use map or else again? Oh, it's a default. Oh, no, it's somewhere else or something? It's not map. There's something else I want to do. Is it like okay or else? That's what it was. It was okay or else. That's what it is. Okay, so then we get, in this case, I don't even think we have an error in here, but I just want to return now an LMS error. LMS error, fetching courses, and then we have these two errors here. So you are going to be extracting data. I lost a parentheses there. Extracting data from response. Data missing. And now I can question mark that. So now we know. No, you're upset. Isn't this what I want? Expected a string. So yeah. Oh yeah, dot repeats the last thing. Forgot that's what it was. All right, so you're just upset because I'm not returning the right thing, but that's okay. So you're now this response data. So I've now got this here, and response data has this LMS courses inside, and then that gives me the vector. So because this is a specific API for that, I'm okay with now doing .lms courses, which is going to give me this vector of list LMS courses that's okay. And then I think I want to map this to be the right one. So then we're going to do turn it into an iterator. I own it and I don't need something else, so just converting it in right now is fine. Then we're going to map it. So this is going to be a API course. And I want to turn this into, I forget exactly what it looks like. It's the courses store course. Yeah, I want to turn each one into a store course. And then of course turning each of the tags into a course tags. That's going to be fun. Great. Yay, API. Okay, so I want to return a course, no, a store course. Oh, do you not? Okay, so I need like something like ID. API course dot ID. Nice. I completely already forgot what I need. This, I probably should create a. You know what? Let's go do this. Let's go to the courses store. Let's implement a constructor for this. So we'll take in the ID, the name. Oh, should give types for these. So I32. The name, I think it's going to be a string that I'm getting. That's fine. The description, it's a string. And then now tags is going to be interesting because I think there's only one tag, right? So maybe that's going to be a vec of a string. Don't I have a default one? I do have a default one that can change things on it, don't I? Well, this will yelp me if I forget to change anything. But we could try that. Yeah, let's try that. Let me see if I understand what you're suggesting. We are going to create let a course equals, this is gonna have to be mutable, equals a store course. Yeah, store course default, like that. Then I can do something like course dot, and I want like name equals API course dot title. So we're converting it over here. Course dot, okay, so we have name, ID equals API course dot ID. All right, course dot, so we have ID name, next one. Tags would be next. So I need to convert these over to tags, don't I? So equals, this is gonna be a vector of tags, I think. API course dot LMS tag. Oh yeah, I only have one. Looking at this, I'm only getting a single tag. Okay. We should, before I get too far, go back into this courses store. This should probably just be tag then, with a course tag. I'm probably going on an impl for this, or maybe a from, or an into, so I can just take like the string of what it is and then into it from this. Okay, so save you. I know, you're unhappy. back to the API. Okay, so we have the course tag dot. Now we have the name here. Now in this case, we know that the name is Yew, like that. That's not going to work. Also, you're now course tag. Okay, what do I need to do with this? I need to do something like dot into, which of course you're gonna yell at me. What are you upset about? Oh, then it's an I-64 for the ID. Okay, well we can fix that. You're an I-64. Now the trait bound from string is not satisfied, so I can now implement a from to get the ability to do an into. So let's go do that. I'm gonna go back to courses store. Impl from string. For course tag. That would be really nice if I could force it to do the thing. I don't think I can, right? I don't know how to like get it to do the thing. I don't remember from what it needs here. I guess function from. Okay, well, okay, that's nice. Function from, so we take the value of a string and do that. So we're going to match on the value. Now I want to turn it into a ref. Oh, no, as stir. There we go. As stir. All right, well, first off, if it's literally anything else that like we don't recognize, we're going to turn this into a self none. And that will be fine. But if it's you, then I want to turn this into a self you, like that. Back to the API. This works. Okay, so then... Nope. Almost forgot that. Okay. Course stats. What am I missing? We have like one last thing. I think it's the description, right? Description. So we have the API course dot short description. And that's it. Okay. Now that maps you like that, and then I want to convert this back into a vector of these. So we will have a dot collect. This will be a vector of store course. Store course. That's great. And then how we have this response here, which I think is the actual thing, right? What are you upset about? A vector store course cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type nothing? Wait, really? So we had... Oh, you won't even tell me that... Oh. So we had the response data, which is this vector of LMS courses. We put it into an iterator. We have a list LMS courses, LMS courses. Oh. I didn't return the course. Oops. That would have helped. Okay, now it's you saying that we're not returning the correct thing. So now our response here is a vector of store course, which is exactly what we're saying we're going to return. So I can now get rid of you, and we're going to return an OK. Close you up here, get rid of you, and then this will all be happy now. So back to our test here. That was okay. Got the courses, storing them in the store, and then if we take a look at the course store, the next time it reloads because we stuffed something into the store, we now have courses. Excellent. So now I want to switch this over to using what we have in the database as opposed to the hard code version. So we will start. We will start with removing this. So we have these courses here. We're trying to build card data for each course. We get the courses down here. I could put the card data into the store as card data. I don't know if that's the right format to put it in though. I don't know if I want to do that. I think at this point I want to convert it over at the last second and just have data in the store. Which does make sense. Okay, so we do have access to the store though. So here's the core store right here. So if I take you, put you up here, we have these courses here. So this is going to be a vector of. So I want to map through. Okay, so let's rebuild this. We'll do let courses equals. I guess I don't really need these. So we just need title and text right now. So the course store courses. Now, what type are you? You're a vector of store course. So I want to, now this one I don't want to take ownership of. So therefore we want to just iter. And then we can map from this. And then we'll have a store course. And I want to return, for each of these store courses, I want to return a BB card data builder. Okay, so create a new one. We want a title. And that's going to be the store course dot name. Okay, we're gonna have the text store course dot description. And then we build you. We're mapping with an iterator, so we need to collect this into a BB card data. There it is. BB card data. We have a route in and I think that's it. That gives me these courses here. What are you upset about? A value of BB card data routes cannot be built from an iterator over elements of BB card data. Oh, do you need to be... Oh, you're missing this. Comparison operators cannot be chained. Really? Where am I doing a comparison operator? Oh, use turbofish syntax. That's what the problem is. Forgot that. Okay. BB card data routes cannot be built from an iterator over elements of BB card data routes. Oh, because it's a vector. That's what it is. I keep on forgetting the vector because I keep on like assuming, well, hey, of course it's a vector. But then I remember that collect can be used for a lot more than that. Cannot move out of this, so I need to clone you, which is fine. All right. So now, if we come here, we have our introduction to Yew. I need to play with the sizing of these again. Learn how to build Yew websites using Yew and Rust, a front-end framework modeled after React. If we come to the database, that's exactly what this is. Let's do an update here. We'll do let's make this. So mutation, update, LMS course. We have to, what are you upset about? Oh, it's update here. Update. Okay, update LMS courses by primary key. Primary key columns ID. That's going to be 1 for this LMS course. I want to set, I don't want to set the ID. I want to set, let's say, the title. So this is right now introduction to Yew. What if we just say like Yew.rs, just nice and simple, and then we're gonna get back maybe the ID back. Okay, update there. Now we see name is Yew. If we come back to here and I hit refresh, there we go. We are now successfully getting the list of courses from the database as opposed to hard coding it. And it's going to be, which means I could create a new course here. Let's do that. Okay, mutation, create LMS course, insert. I'm using Postgres. I believe it's the latest version of Postgres, or at least it's the latest version of Postgres that AWS supports. Okay, insert Yew, object is going to be this entire thing. So I don't care about the ID. LMS tag. Let's create a brand new tag. Name is Axum. Description is going to be learn how to build JSON APIs with Axum, a Rust-based backend framework, just like Express. Probably don't really want that to be there at the end. Title is Axum. Then give me back all of these. Okay, so create the course. Here we go. We have this. Now, I need to update. I mean, I guess we're not really using the tags yet, so it doesn't really matter. So if we now come over here and I hit refresh, we have 2 courses. Yes, I'm using Postgres as a database, and I'm using Hasura as the GraphQL API gateway on top of Postgres. So it basically looks at my Postgres, and then it generates all the GraphQL stuff for me. And it's very little work that I have to do to get GraphQL up and running. So basically, most of the positives of GraphQL without pretty much any of the negatives. Which is like the negatives of GraphQL, if you're having to do it yourself, is actually a pretty big thing. So I'm super happy we're able to use this tool, and it's free and open source. So there's that too. Obviously you can pay them to cloud host it, but I've not yet found the need to do that. Okay, so probably want to clean this up. But we now have the ability to add as many courses as we want, or as I have, and throw them in here. So that's going to be great. We have a lot of logs that we threw in here. Let's get rid of some of these. So these are in my store. So I don't need you anymore. Don't need load coursing state. I don't need that we got the courses and we're about to stuff it into the store. I don't need this. Now, if we do have an error, this would be nice to put in. So let's switch this to an error macro. Got an error loading courses. So I think we could just say error loading courses, and then we'll just format the error. I don't need to show off what the store is every time that it updates. Okay, so I think you're okay. Let's head over to the API. Oh, I don't think... Okay, I think we're good now. Oh yeah, look at that. So I hit refresh and there's no logs whatsoever, but we're still getting all the stuff. So that's exactly what we want. And this did not, I believe it doesn't make a request again. So if I head over to courses, oh, it did make another request. Okay, that's not too bad because this stuff is still in here. So you don't, it like shows up right away. And if I pretend to be on like dial-up, for example, you head over here. I get these right away. You're still... You haven't run yet. Yeah, it's like failing. It's not even starting. It's like so slow. GPRS might be too slow for this. 2G? if I hit refresh for this, it will that will obviously lose all the data because I'm not storing this in local storage. You only use GraphQL with JAX-RS and MySQL. Interestingly enough, MySQL is not supported for Hasura, so you can't use Hasura with MySQL, which is really unfortunate. They're working on it, and they have a beta for it, but it wasn't working for me when I tried it. Is this still too slow? This is still too slow. It still is not wanting to take time. But I guess the point is that even if it fails to get new ones, because I had these ones in here already, so if I create a new course in the middle of them, like the learner going through and looking at this, they'll still have a list of courses. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so we have a list of courses. I want, before I continue moving forward with like the list of courses here, I think setting up tests, and then we're also going to want to set up a logging system would be good. Maybe I'll do the logging system first. So let's all right, what do? We finished working on, what do we have? Oh, and do you have any warnings? Oh, we do have some warnings. We're gonna need to get rid of those. All right, one thing at a time. So git commit, we have getting courses from database. So we got that. Let's jump back in. So on API, we have some warnings here. Or not? Did I misread this? Okay, hold on. Unused import store on API line 8. Oh, okay. It just took it a little bit of time to find this. So unused store, so I can get rid of you. And there we go. So you're happy. What's next? This warning is something about courses. Okay. Unused import self. Well, I'm glad that Rust Analyzer continues to do that entire thing. Unused variable course store. Okay, so I don't need you at all. And now we're good there. Okay, so save you. On pages home, we're not using the site footer. Oh, and home we're not. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, I can get that pushed up. This is probably gonna fail on push, isn't it? So in a GitHub Actions, it's going to try to deploy after this, but when it runs it for release mode, it's going to try to read environment. Oh, it's going to try to read environment variables. And that's going to fail because I don't have the environment variables there, because it needs to know what the appropriate GraphQL API is. And I don't want to put that in here right now. So I'm going to have to add that in after this. So let me give myself a note. I want to set .env in GitHub Actions. Or LMS. I've been trying to set this entire thing up so I have less of a chance of exposing, like, you know, the actual like keys and everything else to you all. But we'll see. That will go up on my monitor. This will probably fail. So check and formatting will be fine. And then the next one will probably fail, which is the deploy one. So that's okay. I'll just leave that there. What's next for us? Next for us would be I want to I just distracted myself by thinking like, ooh, I might be able to do the GitHub Actions with you, but I still don't want to. It's too dangerous. Like the actions themselves, the file is okay. It's more of I need to set some secret tokens and codes. And that's the part where I need to like copy and paste keys in and like navigate with browsers, and that's the dangerous part. But okay, the next thing is some kind of logger would be really nice. It's like a centralized logging tool, and then I want testing set up, and so I'm on the I don't really care which order I do these in. I could do them in either order. Logging might be nice because we just saw like I did a bunch of like glue logs and had to do a bunch of stuff that I had to like rip out. So having a centralized logging system, and then that's not going to be a part of the Yew component library. I'll put it in this project, but maybe I'll like break it out into its own app later too. All right, we're going to do that. I do need to go use the restroom really quickly, so I'm going to go do that. I will be right back. Here, we can leave this up. See, oh, it's already done. It's already done. Okay, I'll be right back. All right. Huge puppy, hello. How are you doing today? All right, so logging. That's what we're going to work on next. We're going to work on logging in a Yew.rs application. That's what we're working on. Is this a personal project? Yes, so this is a personal project. It's going to be for building a course. It's an LMS, so learning management system. This is what it looks like so far. Why are you not working? Oh, I should turn off throttling. That would be helpful. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. We have basically a simple title, join Discord link, a nice footer. We have a list of courses that we're getting from the database. These are courses. So I have some free courses on YouTube right now. I'm planning on updating them and then making them more. And then the courses would also include, one-on-one time and basically just assignments and some feedback and other things. And then those would be more of the paid courses. So that's that. We just sort of began last week with the project too. So it's exactly 1 week ago on Saturday. So it's still early on. All right. So I want a centralized logging system is gonna be next. So where do I want to put this? I'm thinking right now, let's just create a logging.rs here. I keep on forgetting. I have to wait just a few seconds or something for it to compile and figure out how things are going. All right, but if we go to login now, all right. How do I want this to work? So I want some kind of function that wraps around glue that lets me choose, then do a log. So I don't know if I need a struct to store logs and then send them out somewhere. I know I'm gonna need some kind of function, and then I need to know levels of logs. So we're gonna have at least a pub enum log level. So we'll have maybe debug, the debug level. Is it debug or dev? I'm not sure. So log level, debug. We have error. And I might also call that debug dev too. And then I guess info. So I can create these here. And then let's say I just create a function for this. So we have a pub function. I could call it log. I might want to call it logger, just so it's not getting anything else confused with what log is. With logger, I want the log level, a message, and then an optional object. Maybe. Let's see. Let's start with what we have right now. A stack trace, so that would be an error. So if I take the error, I'm going to take in the error and then print that out. So yeah, the stack trace would be nice. Where was I? Okay, so in the lib, we don't have anything in here. So we have app. Was there anything in here that we cared about logging? I think the only thing we have an error log right now for okay, so let's go back to logs. We'll start with just the one that we have right now, which is this error. We're gonna take in the error type. So this is gonna be the level, which is gonna be the log level. We're going to take in a message, which is something that implements into string. And then also we want an object. So we want some kind of error object. So that's going to be the error. So maybe here I want this is going to be like log error. And then we just do different functions that wrap around this. So then this error is going to be a LMS error, because I forgot what it was called. LMS error. Okay, so if I do that, I don't need to return anything. So in this case, if I'm doing that, I don't even need the level, do I? Like, there's no reason to have a level if I'm also doing like a log error like this. So I don't need that. We're just gonna have log error. That makes this a little bit simpler here. We have the message, we have the error. Okay, so we'll do a blue console error. We'll have the message into that, and then we'll also have the error. Oh, but the error we need to do is I could do error to string. I think that'll work. Is never used. Okay, that's fine. Could you change the color of the output based on the level? In a way, yes. But for example here, if I'm doing log error like this, now I think what would happen is if I'm going to use like a logging system externally, like I'm going to send it to a logging server, then I would probably want a struct that would do stuff based on that with like a builder function almost for logs. Or at least something that like starts off a bunch of other stuff. But maybe I don't. Maybe that doesn't matter at all. And we just do this just with a bunch of functions. Okay. So log error, you do your thing. Great. Let's now head back to the page courses. Here's where we have this error here. And I have to do this like entire format to string, which I don't need to, do I? Because to string, I don't need, okay, whatever. This is gonna get replaced now with log error. The message is gonna be error loading courses. And we pass in the error. Oh, I don't have ownership of this. Oh, interesting. I don't think I can dereference you because I can't move out of it because it doesn't implement copy. I could clone it, but really there's no reason to clone it. So we'll save you and head back into errors. And we'll just say, you know what? No, wrong one. Loggers. This error takes in a reference. That's all I really care about. That works. And now, can I force an error? In a way I can, but it's going to have to be in code. If I go to our API, here's what we'll do. This will cause a warning, but whatever. We'll just return an error. So this is forced error just because I can. Okay, so now we have this forced error. If we open up, okay, here we go. Now it's changed the color because it's console.error. It's always red in the console here. It has this little exclamation point icon, and then I can filter them out with errors here. So I can then have errors, warnings, logs, info, and then debug, and then be able to filter out any of those when I want to. And then I can also use an environment variable to determine which ones to display and which ones I just do nothing with. I can also have like a log level where I choose which levels. Like, log levels, like I want errors, warnings, logs, or I want errors and info to be sent to a database, and then I just have logs somewhere. Now, whether or not I put it into my database or if I get like a specialized logging database, which is tough because like even the one that we found like a I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'd have to go look it up. We found a logging database, but it would force me to host it on my own, which would cost a little bit of money. I could use CloudWatch since we're deploying to AWS. I already have an AWS account, and they give you a decent amount of space for free every month. So I can use that. I would need to set up an API to do that, which would probably be like something like a Lambda function, which isn't too terrible. It's possible to do. It just is, I don't think it's exactly what CloudWatch was built for. It just sort of like making something happen, which I don't think is what, I don't think it's what is normally used for it, but maybe it is. Maybe they expect you to do that. Or I spin up another database inside of my Postgres database, and then I use that so it'd still be Hasura, and I can still dump data in there. Anyways, that's all not here nor there. I'm not going to worry about it. But what we can do is I want the ability to do logs. And then I want potentially to be able to keep these logs in there, but then not have them log out at this point. Is that true? That'd be like a compile with features, and then like I only have it compile the log when I want to, which is not necessarily what I want. Oh, in this error, I get a stack trace, don't I? I do, yeah. Although stack traces in WASM are not fun. Like, so it will tell me kind of where things are coming from, but also not really helpful. Which is the reason I'm requiring custom messages everywhere, so that I can actually see, like, just do a copy and paste to see exactly where that came from. We can go take a look at this, but again, it's like not really helpful. Okay, so we've got Yew. Let's go put everything back. This is a front-end framework called Yew.rs, and go take a look at it. This is what it is. I'll put a link to it in chat. It's a front-end framework that allows you to write Rust code. It converts it into WebAssembly and then ships it off to the front end to run in the browser. It's actually really nice. It's very much based on React. So if you're familiar with React, or I guess you just don't want to use any kind of like JavaScript-based thing, this is one of the good choices. There's several others that I haven't had a chance to look at yet. Maybe after we build this out and we get a course or two on there, then we'll take a look at those. All right, so we have the basics logs. Let's do a log too. Where am I? Where's my thing? There's my thing. Let's get rid of this error. Okay, so I want a logging. Let's do a hub function. I guess like it's not log debug. It's just log it. Is there something called log? Is log? I don't think log's protected, right? It should yell at me if it is. I would assume. We're gonna have a message that impulls into string. Yeah, we could do an info. Although I want this to be like a specific like log thing. Because infos, so in my mind, the way I do it is infos, errors, like any of those things, I keep in the code when I deploy it. So they stay in there. But a log, just a pure log, gets stripped out. Like I don't want them at all. So in a way, we're gonna log error that we have an error because we accidentally left in a log. That would be fun. Let's actually add that. So we're gonna have left in log. Okay, so there's that. We just have the message. It impulls into string. I don't return anything. We'll do a glue. I don't actually think I need to have like glue console like this. We'll just use an error. Okay, so we'll do log, and we'll just throw the message into for it. But then I'm gonna do a log error. The message is gonna be left left log in code, and then the error is gonna be an LMS error left in log. Oh, and you have to be a reference, don't you? Okay. The method toString exists for reference LMS error, but its trait bounds were not satisfied. Oh, okay. So I have to add. Okay, never mind. Hold on. Errors. This is accidentally left in console.log. Please, like, remove. Or I guess, like, ooh, maybe I don't. Console.log exists. Exists. I think. Right. Okay, so left in log. So you're happy here. Let's head on over to pages. So courses. So here we got the courses. So log. Got courses. Ooh, now if I wanted to pass in like any extra courses like this, that would not work. That'd be like a log with data. Now, I only want this to show up if we're in like a production mode. So I want, just because it's now too dangerous, because I'm gonna only open up the .env in like off stream, so I can even though I don't think it has anything secret in it, but just in case, because I never remember, I don't want to like rely upon that. So we're going to LMS .env. Yeah, it just has the GraphQL. So what I want is like the environment. Oh, I can do like Rust env. Like, I can trust you. I'm sure I can trust you. I'm absolutely. I know I can. But it's everyone else. And like all of you, I know I can trust you, but it's everyone else. It's everyone else. Okay, so Rust env, I'm gonna set that equal to be dev. So if I save you, now back over here, I want to get, we want to go to the login. All right, so I forgot how to do it. We're going to do a static Rust env. That's going to be a stir equals, there's a macro for this. I forgot what it is. It's an API. Oh, it's env. Okay, easy. So dot env macro Rust env. Okay. Wait, isn't this how I declare static? Oh, environment. Oh, did I save you over here? There it goes. Okay, I didn't save the to add in the rest env inside of the file. So now you exist. So now in the log, I only want to log this as an error if the rust env is not dev. So if rust env is not equal to dev, then log the error. So if we come back to here again, there we go. We got these courses, and if I come over here and we say maybe like, I don't know, testing. Except I need to actually save it. Do I need to like restart the... Do I need to restart you? So rust env is equal to testing now. Why are you upset? Or why aren't you upset? I'm not filtering it out. It's still there. Hi. Sylvie, hi. Want to come over and hang out? You can tell me why my error's not working. Hi. Kitty cat. No, you don't want to. All right. Zilby's not going to help me debug this, so fine. Be that way, Zilby. All right. What is our rust env? Why is that not what I expected to be? So ironically, I am now. What? You want the pen? No? Okay. Goodbye, Zilby. Okay, so I probably don't want to do a recursive log inside of here. That would probably not work. So let's do another log, and we'll just say rust env is rust env. Okay, so you're happy there. Did I need to save it? Do I need to save the code again for it to have it to reload? Hey, I restarted trunk. I thought that would have worked. Okay. Move you again. You're happy. We have our... You ever got courses? I change you back to dev. I save you. You're still in there. Okay, so I saw trunk recompile. Now, do I need to resave you? That's what it is. I need to resave the code so it knows what the static is, and then that causes trunk to work properly. Okay. But now if I redeploy this and I somehow accidentally left it in there, it's going to have a console warning and error. So, I mean, it's not guaranteed that I'll like catch that right away, but I should be able to like actually see that. I probably can write some tests that'll automatically run and make sure there's no like console logs or console errors. At least it's like going to be big and, in my face if I open the console. Okay, so there's that. I do want to sometimes pass something in and then debug that out. So let's do that to, so if I have this log, I want to also potentially take in anything. Okay, so this is going to be an option. So this is going to be maybe like some data. It's going to be an option that, oh, can I do an impl here, or am I going to have to do like a box? It impls debug. I don't know if I'm going to do this. Oh, okay. So it doesn't hate that. So then we do this log into, and then can I just throw data in here like that? Oh, this is where then I would do like a format. What is it? No, I don't want a song with voice. I specifically asked Pretzel not to do instrumentals too. How do I? I don't even know if I can do thumbs downs anymore. Skip. Okay, so what? Where did this come from? That was the last thing that I pasted. Apparently, I pasted that in there when I was trying to switch over, so that's not cool. All right, so format data, close you. You should be fine. And now I can use log to pass in something. So let's head back over to our courses page. We get this data here. So here we got this log courses. Oh yeah, I want to do that. We're going to log. Got courses. And then we're going to pass in some with a reference to courses. Okay, success. If we come back to here we go. Got courses. Some with this. I mean, it's not great because it's not making it look like exactly like a JSON object, but it lets me see exactly what it is that I got, which is nice. So I'm not going to worry too much about that, at least yet. All right, so if I really need to, I could create a macro and or a trait that would implement like a log for myself. Then I could just do like a .log on it, and that would log out. That would be also nice and interesting. And maybe even it would send out the thing that I want to send. Okay, so we have you. Let's remove that log. We're good to go here. Oh, we have a warning, don't we? In the logger, you have a warning because you're not guaranteed to be used. I don't want this to fail because I'm never using it. So what is it? It's I want to allow dead code. So allow those 2 lines to be dead code, and then we should be good here. All right, we'll go ahead and push that up. Next up, something that I'd really love to see if I can set up remaining today would be tests. I would like to use some kind of automated testing system. So for the course that I did on YouTube, I use Cypress, and I use Cypress at work. I've used Cypress a lot. I'm pretty familiar with it. I really like it a lot. But I've been hearing a lot from just like people around me that Playwright is the new thing. It's the thing that's going to take over Cypress. It's the new shiny object in the web dev world, and we need to go take a look at it. So let's see if I can use that. So we got a fresh, because this is like an unknown here. Let's create a new branch for this. We're gonna do get switch C. If you're not familiar with Git, relatively recently switched over. Now you don't do checkout -B anymore. It's now switch for switching branches, which is very interesting. You don't need to use checkout very much, if at all. All right, so this is going to be Playwright. Now, I don't think I put any like testing things in here. So let's go take a look at it. All right, so this is Playwright. Let's go ahead and testing, and then inside of testing, I'll create I guess it's gonna be web. Yeah, web. Okay, so introduction. Install Playwright. So this is going to be an npm install. So I do need Node.js, which I believe I do have Node. I have 14, which is not the long-term support version. Let's fix that. I'm using NVM. Okay, 18.14 is the latest long-term support version. Let's also (18.14.0), and I really only care about that. So now if I cd into LMS, oh, it doesn't tell me, but then I can do something like nvm use, and it finds that and then use that. So I could probably set something up to use Node version 18 here. Every time like I cd, I think there's a plugin that I could do for ZSH that will like automatically detect if I cd'd into a directory that has an nvmrc in it, and then just automatically use it. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so we got you. We need to install That's just install something that doesn't exist. I need to install Playwright. Okay, installation. I don't think I want to run the init command for Playwright latest, right? Or no, it's going to create like a config. Oh, it's going to use TypeScript too? That's nice. All right, so I do want to init you. All right, let's see what happens. Go ahead. We'll use TypeScript. Put them in. Okay, where to put my end-to-end tests? Let's do this as like what if I just do end-to-end tests like that? Because tests mean something else to Rust, and I don't want to like cause any weirdness there. Add a GitHub Actions workflow. Let's not do that right now. So I'll Playwright browsers. Sure. Okay. Oh, it also created a packaged JSON for me. Interesting. Okay, so we have Playwright installed now. And so it should have installed these. You could set up a config. Running the examples test. So I should be able to do npx playwright test, which should run the example tests, I guess. Okay, to open the last HTML report, npx playwright show report. That opened in that browser over there. Open you over here. All right, so it opens this up and it checks in Chromium, Firefox, WebKit. Okay, Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit, and there's two tests that it did. It tested that it had a title and it has a getting started link. Can I? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so we can go into the test and sort of see what it's doing. None of them are flaky. All of them passed. Okay, nice. Oh, and I can go in and take a look at all of this stuff. This is nice. So the first thing it did was it created a new page. It went to playwright.dev. It then checked, okay, clicked the getting started. So it found a link with the role link that has the name getting started, and it clicks it, and then expected the URL to change to be something intro. Nice. So from my understanding, the big difference here between Cypress and Playwright is really going to be the mentality, like what type of tests you're creating and how you're creating them. So in Playwright, well, maybe we'll start with in Cypress is like the traditional way we're doing end-to-end tests. So we would say, okay, Cypress, get me this thing right here, and then make sure that it exists. Make sure that the logos load and everything's working good there. Make sure that I have two links, one named home, one named courses. Make sure that the title of the page is course library. Maybe even make sure that that's an H1 tag. Playwright is different. Instead of that, Playwright is you're supposed to like pretend to be a user. A user doesn't actually care that this even loaded. They may not even notice it. What the user is going to do is say, okay, I've come to the web page. I don't have that open. I look through this thing, I read through it, and I say, you know what? Sure. let me join Discord. So I want to like click the Discord button. That's an action, and therefore that like that's all the only thing we care about is they come here and the join Discord link exists and it actually is going to go to my Discord. Tukes, hello. Did I do dev on iOS native? No, I don't do that. I'm sorry. I've never actually built something. I've never been the one who built something that goes on an iOS device. I've built backends that iOS devices consume, but I've never built anything with like Xcode or something else like that that then goes on it. So, sorry about that. And even if I did nowadays, I probably would now use something like, oh, what is it called? Oh, geez, I forgot the name of it. There's several different tools. React Native. I'll probably use React Native, or there's a Vue one. And then maybe someday, I think Tori is going to get support for it. And then maybe I'll just use Tori. So let's do this. We'll do this as our first test, is we load up the page. So, okay. So you're serving. So let's quit out of Yew. So here's those test examples. Oh, we can go take a look at it. Sure, yes. Okay, for a TypeScript, probably TypeScript server. I think I need to like reload Vim, right? Afterwards. All right, so TypeScript server. All right, so interesting. So in a test before each, we have an await go to this page. Should allow me to do these items. I feel like I didn't do these in the examples. Interesting. Okay. So I probably want this first one here. So we want to do like a test before each. We're going to pull in test out of there. Let's see if we can. Oh, they gave me an example spec here. This is what ran. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. I want to create another file, and this is going to be, I don't know if I want like all the tests in one file or to break them out into different files. I don't know if it matters that much. So we'll start with just one file. So lms.spec.ts. And so I'm going to want, okay, so like has title. I don't think I really care about the has title. I mean, maybe I do only because I want it to show up in a bookmark correctly. But I don't know if I care that. Maybe I do. Let's we'll do this one. So test has test. I should use double quotes. Has title Hey, I'm getting nice. Okay, TypeScript is just working as expected. Okay, then we have an async function with this. We get a page and an object, so we can destructure a page from it, and then we can tell it to like go to that page. Okay, so we're gonna have an async function with a page inside. Inside of here, we're gonna do a await page dot go to. Can you help me out? No, you can't help me out. Interesting. Okay. I think it was like go to. I want slash. Oh, this is not going to be tenable if I want to use this in production and in CI/CD and in localhost. We're going to have some kind of base URL, or at least an environment variable for this. So we'll have to figure that out. So if I do that, all right. So what are you upset about? Cannot find name test. Okay. Oh, do I need to install? I don't think so. I want to import something from Playwright. Okay, nice. Then, okay, so I await going there, and then I want to expect, no, I wanted this one. Okay, so I await expect the page to have title, and then it looks like it takes a regular expression. Okay. So I'm gonna do await expect page to have title, regular expression, and so this is going to be something like Brooks builds. I just want it to have that. Okay. We'll run the test in here. All right. What was it? NPX, Playwright. I think it was test, right? Yeah. Ooh, 9 passed. And I think I saw it running the other one. So if I do open page in browsers. Oh, I can tell what browser to open in? Oh, and I can choose which one, like Firefox, which I believe, okay, Firefox is the one we're using. I can do a trace viewer. Nice. Okay, so I can do, so npx test. Can I do another help here? So options. Oh yeah, options. -H here. So test. Browser used for test. So it's going to use all the browsers to begin with. That's fine. Yash, hello. I'm doing good. How about you? How are you doing? I could repeat tests. Oh, that's nice. Okay, retry, shard, project. Okay, so I don't really see this as like opening automatically afterwards. So I want to do essentially run the test. And then I want to do a npx playwright show report Firefox. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, but I think, okay, so if I do, no, show report like that, well, it forces open that browser, which I don't care about, but maybe I can come here and I hit refresh. There we go. Okay. Then I could just have this browser up and running, and then I show so these are the example ones they gave me to begin with. And then we have the new test that I created. So we have has title, which is passing for Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. Nice. Okay. You're great too. Awesome. That's super good to hear. Retry flaky test as well. I know. This is not cargo. This is so this testing system is something called Playwright. So it's this right here, Playwright. Now you do have to install it with Node, so it's not too bad. I know. It's showing Firefox, at least their version of Firefox, terribly slow. It doesn't feel too slow when I'm using it for normal mode, but I guess like whatever Firefox that they're using headless is pretty bad. WebKit apparently is the one to go for raw speed. But who knows? Once we actually get real tests that are actually doing real things, the speeds will make a lot more sense. Because right now, this is probably more of how long it's taking Firefox to boot up in headless mode and then doing the test. And that's not really all that helpful. Okay, so we're testing that the title of the page includes Brooks builds. Great. But what we wanted to do is test that a learner comes in here, reads this, and says, you know what? I do want to join the Discord. And they come down, and now I don't necessarily want it to click on this link. I need to make sure that it goes to Discord. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. All right, so we have test can join Discord. All right, async, we get the page. We do okay, so we're going to await page.goto. Now I don't like this still. We're hard coding that. We're gonna have to figure out something better for you. Okay, so we navigate to here. I want to find, so we read through this. I want to then find this link with join Discord. So we saw that it was await. It was this demo here, I think, right? Zero like get test by ID. No. Okay, let's go to the other spec. This one. This is the one I want. I get by role link with the right name. Okay, so I think that's what I want. So we're gonna get by a role. So array page get by role. Oh, look at that. I have a whole bunch of things here. So I want a link. Now this is with the name, right? Yeah, so it's role is one of those many things. And then options, oh, with like name. Okay, so this is options with name. I think it was like join Discord. And then I want to click you. No, I don't want it to click. I don't want it to click. I'm going to do const. So this is going to be the Discord link. So I want to just grab you. And then I want to await expect. Apparently everything is a promise here, which is not a problem. Okay, so I want this. Probably to have property. Use to check a property at provided reference key path exists for an object for checking deeply nested properties. Okay. Okay, so to have property, href. Now, I guess like optionally, you can provide a value to check if it's equal to the value present at key path. Okay. So it's a value, which means I can use a regular expression. So that would be then Discord. What is it again? It's discord.gg. So I want it to include this. So if I save you, and we rerun these tests. Oh, so I probably want like two things. So I want one to run the test. So we'll do npx playwright test again. Oh, that failed. Oh, interesting. And it immediately started serving the report too. So I can come over and look at these here. So expected value, this Discord GG, received value. Oh, so expected path href found nothing at all. So that's apparently not how to do it. Discord, well, point Let's verify that I didn't screw it up by just that. Discord. I mean, it's still failing. So that's not what I needed from it. Oh no, it's it would have been funny if that was the error. Okay, so can I want to go look at so the expected tests. Maybe pages? Oh no, that's not what I want. I want something like locators. Okay, so I use a locator to grab something. Okay, so we have page, we get by role. That gives me the link. Would be called an attribute. Why they call it maybe it's not. Maybe that's why it failed to find it, because it's not an attribute, and I just sort of found it and sort of assumed that's what I needed. Maybe I need so to have attribute. That's probably what it was. And now we're back to passing again. Okay, so I'm going to, underneath the Zilbicam area, we're going to run npx playwright show report here. And I'm just going to keep it running. And I think that means I can just come back to here and constantly refresh it and just sort of see what's going on. Yeah, okay. So everything's passed now. Great. All right. Your one good deed for today is complete. Well, thank you for spending it with me. I wish Twitch would let us give out channel points as rewards, because then I would be like, here's some channel points. We don't do anything with them, but here's some channel points. Okay, so we can now join the Discord. So like that's a flow, I guess. Is like that's something that can be done now. Next up. I want them to be able to see the courses. So I want they come to the home. They like read through this. They I like these courses. Let's go take a look at what they are. So you click on courses, and I want to see like, okay, we have one of these. I want to click on the course to be taken to a course. Oh, you like my content a lot, but I stream at nights for you. And you love the Yew playlist. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I know. I'm in the mountain time in the US, and I stream before work. So for me it's 7 a.m. In the morning, and I guess that's like super late for you. But if that's true, how is it currently 11:37 p.m. right now for you? That's fairly late. I'm experimenting with Saturday streams where I'm streaming a little bit longer. So I started like at 8:30 or so a.m. this morning, my time, and it's coming up on 11 a.m. And so that I'm only gonna give myself another half an hour or so. GMT plus 5:30. Oh wow. Okay, so that's super late for you. Well, thank you for hanging out with me so late at night, and hopefully you can get some sleep too. Maybe other times I'll stream at nights. I don't know. I usually don't have the energy to do it. And these days, I'm just going out and I'm playing some games at night. So I'm doing like Dark and Darker right now, after work and at night. And nobody wants to see me stream that. Okay, so that's... So I come here and we see the courses. So we're going to start with... Okay, so test can view a course. So async, get the page. You usually don't play. Oh, you watch anime and dramas. That makes sense. I usually play more than I watch TV. Although the only one show that I have been watching a lot recently is the Mythic Quest show on Apple TV. That's really good. I like it a lot. Okay. View course. So we await go to this again. So this is now a violation of the rule of 3 by this is pretty bad. I don't like this await go to. So this is where we do that before each, isn't it? So can I do a before? Doesn't seem. Okay, so is there something we can grab from here? I'm looking for like a function, I guess. Not an interface. Okay, what we saw that there was a before each in this one here. Oh, it's test dot before each. Okay, that's what I want. So we do test dot before each. You taken all. Okay. Oh, I think it's that. Test bot before each. Declares a before each hook. So it's not really helpful. I think it's just an async function like this. I grab you out, put you in here, and I think that's all I need to do. Right. No, we get the page out. That's how it is. Okay, so then I can remove you from each of these. Okay, much better. Then I can view a course. So we're starting on the main page. We go there, and then I want to find a nav with courses. So, and then we're going to click that. So we await page dot, okay, get by role. And I think it can be nav. It's a navigation role with the name of courses. And I want to click it. that takes me to here. At that point, I probably want to verify that I'm in here. So we're going to check the URL. So we're going to await expect page dot URL to, well, I guess I just do page, don't I? So page to have title. And this title is going to be like to include courses. And now if I want like a slash in here, like that, I have to do that. And you're going to be lowercase. Okay. So we're now on the courses page. And then I want to find a course and click on it. Now that's the next thing, is I don't really have, like, these aren't clickable yet. But we're going to have them be clickable, and it's going to take us to like a specific, like the course viewer, essentially. This is almost running into TDD at this point, where I'm now writing a test that's going to fail because I can't do it yet, which is going to be interesting. So I want to grab one of these things. What do you look like? I probably want to, because I can't guarantee that we're going to have a specific course with a name in it, can I? Or I'm going to have to mock the server, which would then respond back with the appropriate courses. I mean, that might work. Then I'm only testing this app itself, and I'm not testing everything else together, which is something I've been researching a lot about, is like how to speed up and like make integration end-to-end tests better. And one thing I've been seeing is this like contract testing idea. And so because I'm using Hasura, I could write a contract test that basically says, okay, I want to get these things. That's a contract. That would be a separate testing system to make sure, hey, I can get courses and it looks like this and it works like that. And I put that somewhere else. As long as those tests are passing, I know that I can like program with this. Oh, what exactly does Hasura do? It's really cool. So Hasura is this. Hasura is a GraphQL API layer that sits on top of a database. So think of it like it's an API gateway, essentially. So it's a one-stop shop for everything data. So you hit it with GraphQL queries, and then you can get that out of a database. So great. But it's a little bit more too, because I can actually add multiple databases here. So I can connect a second database in, and now Hasura makes it look like, from the client's point of view, there's only one database, even though I'm spreading my data across maybe 10 databases. So that's really nice. And then there's these action things. Actions allow me to now send a GraphQL request. It looks like a normal GraphQL request, but Hasura now sends a HTTP request on behalf of that to something else. So potentially to like a Lambda function or something like that. So yeah, Hasura is an API client, essentially. Oh, sorry. Hasura is both an API client and a server. And the real value of GraphQL is I don't have to write GraphQL definition files. It just automatically figures it out by looking into my database, which is nice. Yeah, it makes sense. We have those things with GraphQL on a separate server. I guess the idea is that with Hasura, I don't have to write any definition files to hook those up. It just sort of automatically happens. And yeah, it feels like cheating. It only feels like cheating because we lived through what it's like not to have that, and it sucks. And I am all for cheating these days. Okay, so I now want to I want to do an await page. We're going to get by something. So we have get by, so alt text would be an image, obviously. Interesting. So I can get by a label text. I can get by text. There is a title. Oh, is it only for JS backend, not something like Go, Rust, or Java? Oh, so Hasura is its own thing. So it spins up a server and then anything can hit it with it. You interface with it by sending an HTTP post request with like a GraphQL request inside of it. So in that way, it's completely separated and then is compatible with everything as long as that thing can send an HTTP request, which everything can. Everything that matters can. Interesting. So I can do all these things. So I roll, let's see, alert, article, banner. So I can do, it's not really an article is not right. There's so many roles. I don't really know which one I'd want. Okay, we could do, let's try get by role. I mean, there's so many things it could be. I don't know. I think I might want to do get by title instead. Now, if I do something like u.rs, that gets me that, and then I want to click on you. But that's not really correct either. I wonder first, okay, so can I tell Playwright to mock the database response? Let's see if I can do that. So, mock APIs. Here we go. Following code will intercept all the calls to dog.co breeds. Okay, list all and return the test data instead. No requests will be made. Excellent. Okay, so we have this await page route. Okay, so this needs to be part of a page. So I put this. Okay, so let's copy this and throw. Interesting. I can modify a response before it comes back. Sometimes it's essential to make an API request, but response needs to be patched to allow for reproducible testing. In that case, instead of mocking the request, one can perform the request and fulfill it with a modified response. Wait, what is this? So give me all the dog breeds. We get the response. Okay, so we fetch. We get the response. We get the JSON from that response. We find one of the messages and we set it to an empty. Oh, weird. So I can actually do the real request, but then only get, then like overwrite and say, no, the title is going to be this. Like the title to the first one is going to be this thing, and therefore we can test it. Interesting. I think though we want this first one, because I shouldn't need to test that GraphQL works. I could potentially do the test that my GraphQL is working separately. Where am I? I want to go into here. Okay, so can view a course. We're going to throw you in here. So page.route. So you're going to go to interesting. So now I need to know that I'm heading HTTP. Are you going up one line? I'm not like doing lines, am I? No. So a URL, a handler. What about a post request? Oh, there's options at the end. It's probably at the options at the end. That's probably what it is. Okay, so a URL. And I actually have this in here. So here's my URL I'm going to. You're going to go into here, and then this is the very end. We have some options. So we can do method maybe. Oh man, I can even look at how many times it's clicked. Oh, can I do method? No, okay, you don't care. Maybe it doesn't care at all. So here's a response. We can actually take a look at this response right here in our network tab. Here's the post to it. Response, I want to grab you and okay. That's going to be what I get back. Now I can guarantee that there's going to be a u.rs there. I probably want to store this like somewhere else and not here. Route.fulfill, and we put the JSON in, and so we overwrite it. So it never makes the call. Okay. Now we're going to, we get by row. Okay, we get the navigation. We click on courses. We go to the courses page. We expect to have the courses in the title. That's going to be fine. And we now expect to be able to get this u.rs with the title. And then I want to click on it, because that's what potentially somebody would do. And then I want to be taken to a course. So we await, expect, page to have title. I want it to like with a specific course, right? So it's going to be like course. Actually, like if we do this, we do like, we want /courses / and then an ID. And this course ID is 1, I believe. So if I do this, this is probably going to fail the test. Can I tell it down here behind me, let's say, can I tell it to run the test automatically every time? So we'll screen this. We want npx playwright. I guess it's going to be like test. Is there a watch? I'm not seeing a watch here. Yeah, no, there's no watch. Okay, never mind. So then down here, I'll just do an npx playwright test. It'll run those tests. This is now taking significantly longer to run. It's timing out because I think it's trying to like, I think it clicked on the thing and it's failing to find, like to go to the course. And so I think it's timing out. Okay. All right, it just opened up a window over here. I don't want it to open up the window. So if I come over here, hit refresh, there we go. We can now see that was a 30-second test. Nice. Because it timed out. So here's what happened. It failed to click on it. Oh, navigation named courses. So it failed to find the courses link. No, in this case, no, it was waiting. So it didn't see this link here and it was waiting for it to appear. And so it waited for 30 seconds for it to appear. So I think that regardless of whether like single threaded or not, it was going to fail. Now, if we take a look at Yew, I have this inside of a nav, but I wonder if it wants like the nav to be closer to it. I don't really know how to, see if that was this, like the first part of this test, it failed. It failed to find with named courses. Let's see if we can get more information about it. I mean, not really. Okay, what can we do to find a nav? This is under locators. By role. Do you have a... Rule locators include buttons, checkboxes, headings, link, plus many more. Some elements have an implicit role. I wonder if our navigation there does not have an implicit role. Let's go find nav. Oh no, okay, nav has an implicit navigation role. Okay. So that doesn't really tell me much. Now, are you going to look deeply inside of it or just as like the single child? I wonder if I could debug it. I wonder if navigation might be right. Maybe I want to like do something else. Steven, hello. How are you doing today? Maybe I don't want this one. Maybe I want... Can I do... Is there a nav? Is that something I choose? This is not in alphabetical order. Not helpful. Oh, there's only navigation. So I can do navigation. Name courses. Oh, level. Oh, no, that's for like H1 through H6. Well, there's not much here that I can do. So I have the name. You're having issues with productivity. Any thoughts? I mean, unfortunately, that's pretty vague. There's a lot of things that it could be, and I wouldn't want to necessarily give you advice unless I knew a lot more about what issues. Like for example, sometimes I have energy problems and I just don't feel like doing anything. I just have zero energy. And so I will either force myself and drink some caffeine to that works for sometimes that, or I can go do something fun for a little bit and that works a little bit, or I can go outside and walk around the block for a few times, and then that usually helps too. Energy is a huge thing for you. Working out can help. You have no energy. This is where habits come in. If you can get a habit to get yourself to do it without necessarily forcing yourself to, then that becomes easier to do. But habits take time to build. And if you need to go right now, then just, I don't know, go and do it. And maybe if you have a social group where you're going to okay, you have to report that you didn't do it later on, maybe that will help you. You have to know yourself and whether or not that would work. You've had it become a habit, but there's always a good reason to break the habit. That's where you got to set up something to not allow you to break the habit. I once remember reading about this. If you give yourself permission to have rules about it, except when I always go out and work out except when this or this or this happens. There's always the ability to say no, and it's more of on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays after work, I will work out. No exception. Then there's no chance. You have to do it. I have found, however, that if you make it a habit, like as in you've done it 30 days in a row or more, then skipping it for one day won't be a problem because your body is used to doing it. And to the normal activity will be to do it. And therefore it actually is harder not to do it. But until you get to that point, you're in a dangerous state. You just don't have a choice. You're going to have to like put yourself in there. If you want to read more on habits and how they can like help your like set things up, and like where I learned a lot of this stuff from, The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin is where I learned that. I would highly recommend reading it. It's an excellent book and sort of an excellent study on like how to sort of trick our brains to do cool things. Do I know any end-to-end library in Rust instead of TypeScript one? Well, I mean, so I could run this in normal JavaScript. So Playwright asked me at the beginning, do I want to use JavaScript or TypeScript? And I said TypeScript because, hey, we get types. That being said, do I know any non-JavaScript ones? I don't know of any Rust native ones that are good. And the only other end-to-end library is... Oh, what was that Java-based one? That was huge. I forget what it's called. I haven't used it in years. Selenium. That's what it is. Selenium. I can't recommend that because I hate it, but that is a that allows you to program in almost any language that you want to. So, including Java. But that being said, like, yeah, I would not recommend Selenium. But yeah, the two big ones that I know of that I could recommend are Cypress. That's JavaScript. That's like 99% looks like JavaScript. And there's Playwright, which you can choose TypeScript or JavaScript. Okay, so get by role. So I need to learn more about this get by role and like locators in general, because this is not finding it down. Like we do have a nav which has the implicit role. Use the code generator to generate a locator and then edit as you like. Oh, okay. So hold on. They have a... Run code gen and perform actions in browser. Playwright, generate the code for user interactions. The code gen... Oh, that's what code gen means. Okay, so I could do this. Playwright did. Oh, that goes to like the appropriate place. Okay. All right, so let's try. So I think I can just do this. Copy you. All right, let's nope, that's the wrong terminal. I want you. Go in here and we'll go to all right, here's a Chromium window. And so I want to get you. Oh, look at that. Get by role navigation, filter, has text, home courses, logins, get started. Get by, weird. Oh, it's get by role link name courses. That's what it would be. Get by role link name courses. Interesting. Okay, so back to here. This will be link, name courses, click on it. There we go. So I want you to rerun the test. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I rerun the test, npx. How do I tell it not to open up a browser if it fails? It's like automatically opening up the browser and I don't want it to. It doesn't run the test. That's not helpful. Ask ChatGPT. Unfortunately, I don't have access to ChatGPT still. I made a request like months ago and I'm on the list, but my account here has not been given access yet. I don't know. It's like it's still in beta, and they said there's so much requests that they're limiting how many people can get in. My one of my boss was able to get in just last week, so my guess is within the next couple weeks I'll probably get access. I mean, I can access the rest. Well, so at some point in time they were letting everybody access it, and then I'm like, ooh, this is nice. Let me go to it, and I went to it, and it's like, well, it's super popular now, and we can't handle all the server stuff and everything else, and so therefore it's you got to go into a waiting list. So I got onto the waiting list. They limited it, so right when everyone on Twitter was going crazy for ChatGPT and like everyone was putting like, look, it's writing my code for me, it's doing all this stuff. That's when they limited it because like too many people were requesting access and using it, and it was probably taxing their servers. So they I was like, I was like, oh, ChatGPT is interesting. Whatever. I'll request I'll get it when I need to, and then that taught me right. I should have like immediately gone in and gotten an account, but that's too bad. I have access to everything else. GPT. Everything else. That's not GPT. Everything else. OpenAI. But that's not ChatGPT is the fun one. It's the good one. The race is on now, though, so we'll all have the same version soon. That's true. And then I also, oh right, I have Notion, and Notion gave me access to AI through them, and that's using OpenAI also, but not ChatGPT. So it's not the good OpenAI. It's the rest of OpenAI, which is like, it's good, but it's not fun. It's not the like back and forth. Oh, your brother works at OpenAI. You begged him for early access. Oh, nice. That must be a very interesting place to work at right now, because it's like it's the hip place to be at. Okay. I don't know how to tell it not to open a browser. Maybe I can just ask Google. Okay, running tests. Ooh, there's a debug mode that I can turn on. Okay, that's nice. Test reports. There's that show report. That's not really helpful. Okay. Okay, Google, Playwright, run test, like no browser, like don't open browser. This is where like the ChatGPT actually would be nice, because this type of like question is hard to ask in a normal chat, in a normal search engine. Tux, I have never done native iOS development. Sorry about that. All right. Well, that's too bad. So we'll do playwright test. We'll do that. And I'll just have to constantly ignore this. Oh, the thing that I would like to know is, how do I run playwright without it opening up? Because I have this other browser over here, and I want it to not open up in my default browser. I want it to either open up this this view report when it fails in Firefox here, or not at all. Okay, so you're still failing, but you're no longer 30 seconds. It's failing really fast. Nice. Maybe not nice. Strict mode violation, get by role, resolve to 2 elements. Oh, there are 2 elements. There are 2 elements. I totally forgot this. So I have this up here, and then at the very bottom, I have a that one down there too. I only really care about this one. Megan tried to search docs instead. Yeah, I did. I don't know where to like find it in here of like running like without browser. Or like I want to run like test, no, like, or watch your, okay. Oh, that's a VS extension. I don't want it. I don't want a VS extension for that. We're not using VS. So headless. Aren't I? I'm in headless mode right now. One of the frameworks you tried, there's a headless option that doesn't open the browser. Oh no, yeah. So this is different. This is different. It's in headless mode right now. But what it's doing is it's opening a browser to show me the report that it failed. So that's what's happening here. Behind me is I have, it's failing at opening the report. And that's the thing, is like, it's the report that's opening. Okay, so I want, but let's see. So it's getting 2 of these links. Okay. Before I click on it, can I do like a first? I can do a first. Okay, get the first link and click on it. I love that you're gonna ask ChatGPT for me. It's like I have access to ChatGPT. It's just through a really slow interface, and it's also playing a game of telephone in order to like actually use ChatGPT, which sounds hilarious. All right. First of all, 12 passed. Okay, so everything is passing. That did not open up a browser because when it passes the test, it doesn't open up a browser for me to look at them. So I can come back to here, we can take a look at our tests here. Did you not? See, this isn't, okay, this is not my code. Oh, that's too bad. So I have to, oh, you're serving at a different location now. 52866. Oh, that's, no, okay, that's, I'm now confused. What's going on? Okay, so close you. Let's make you nice and big. Playwright test. There is a failure. Okay. Oh, it now expects the to have title, and I didn't want title. I wanted URL. That's what it is. So it got a little bit further. And I want, there it is, to have URL with that. I mean, this is still going to fail. There's browser context set trap and playwright if test fails to skip opening a browser. Oh, it's a config thing. It's a config thing. Okay. Do I have access to that? So here's end-to-end test stuff. Test examples. Okay, playwright config. Here it goes. I love this. Fail the build on CI if you accidentally lift an only in the source code. Love it. So when you turn off all the tests by accident and then everything is now working because all the tests are off, yeah, that's a bad thing. Oh, there's a reporter option that might be useful too. Okay, so yeah, here's a reporter option. So I can choose different ones. So reporter HTML. Oh, and I think I can do, oh, look at this. Okay, so there's list dot line JSON GitHub even. Let's do list. See what that is. Very nice. Okay. And then you were saying, Yash, there's a browser context set trap somewhere. So it was it a use? Wonder if it's under use. Okay, so that's under projects. Okay, probably under reporter, right? So grab a minute out for there. Oh, that's it. So maybe not one of those. Maybe inside of here. Screenshots. Okay, interesting. I don't know how to put that. The reporters to list might have done it. Oh, Twisted Seed. Hello. I don't have a NeoVim set up here. Do I? what is it? Config, nvim. We have Lua stuff here. Oh, but you know what? You're not like copies or anything else. For the most part, I do have my setup in GitHub. Where is it? nvim setup. I don't know if this is fully up to date, but this is as close as it can get to it. And then I'm also using Zellige. Zellige is the other thing that I'm using, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't have this set up to show off. So I'm using Zellige and then NeoVim. And so Zellige is the name of the tool for all of this. Okay, so LMS. Oh, you're recommending with Vim Tutor? Vim Tutor is good, and then there's if you're willing to play, like there's some games that people have made for Vim, which I forget the names of. But there's like Vim Adventures or something like that. If you Google for it, you can find it. Let's run before we try anything else. Okay, let's quit out of here. Nope. Paint. How do I do pane full screen? Oh, I'm holding control and I didn't want to. Let's try running this again. And let's see if it does not open up a browser. It didn't open up a browser. Okay, so it worked. Oh, wait. Never mind. It just was delayed open up in the browser. Oh, Vim Golf. Okay. Also, hello stacking. Thank you, user button. Okay, so to have URL, that's... Oh, this one also is supposed to be to have a URL. Okay, so close you. Keep on closing these other windows that are opening. All right, so where are we going? We are going to you. This is tab URL also here. Let's rerun the test down there. Next.js or some other framework. So this is Yew.rs. It is a front-end framework. It's a full SPA, so it's closer to React than it is to Next, and it's built with Rust. So now this is testing code, so it's TypeScript. We're using Playwright, and everything is just fine. It's still running the test. But if I were to go look at like maybe my courses page, then you'll notice that everything looks very different up here. So this is, for example, I have HTML in a macro here. This is very similar to JSX in React, but it's in Rust. And then I have use effect. Yew is based upon React, so there's we can use effect and many other hooks too. But then, as you notice, the syntax is vastly different if you're not familiar with Rust. And if you are familiar with Rust, this should be fun. At least for me, it's a lot of fun. I know it's super cool. It's a lot of fun to do this type of programming. Recently, I find that I can't really do much personal programming in web dev, specifically because I just do that all day at my day job. I don't want to do that, but personal programming in Rust for web dev is fun. You mainly use Next.js for your project. Nice. Of course, with TypeScript. Well, of course, TypeScript. I highly it's so recommended these days. Who uses JavaScript these days? I know. But it's still out there. It's still like JavaScript is never going to die. It's just too ubiquitous now. Rust is very much unconventional to the point it breaks all your habits and assumptions, but it can be a path to success if used successfully. That's a good way to put it. It forces you to think. All right, let's take a look at what happened here with this test. So it timed out. So we got past to have the URL. Oh, look at this. It attempted to click it. Pending operation. So a click failed. So it attempted to click the title here, and that failed. I wonder if it's somehow aware that the click is not working. But all right. Now if we come, oh, it's already 12. Out of time. If we come back to our courses here, I want to add in a click handler for each course. I don't think I can do that here. I'm gonna have to move it out and not do it in the API, aren't I? Well, thank you, Yash. I know it's super late for you, so thank you for hanging out, though. Have a great rest of your weekend. So right now in my API, I'm converting these. I'm converting the course to a, oh, where is it? It's, oh, wait, no, it's not here. It is in the courses. Okay. Where am I building? Oh, it's here. Okay, this isn't too bad. So I'm in the courses page. I'm grabbing it from the centralized store. We're using something called Udux, which is very similar to Redux, obviously, but also nicer, in my opinion. Is the project released or still being made? It's still being made. I have a part of it where I can't really. Oh, I can show off like the deployed one is at learning. Is it learning.brooksbuilds? Yeah, it's not really much here right now. I need to fix it so it deploys correctly, but I need to do that off stream because there's too much of a possibility for me to like expose the really bad codes. So I need to, fix that so it actually deploys. Once I get that going, then you'll start to see what I have locally here. All right, so I would want some kind of link. I think it was like onClick. Oh yeah, it was this onClick. And so for each of these onClicks, I could have a separate one. So right now, for example, if I do just me fast, callback from, I have an event that I don't care about. So I just know that it's this one that's been clicked on. And so we'll do a log. I want to log that the, oh, I don't know which one this is. So course has been clicked. I probably need to like change the callback for these courses, like to return back an ID or something. And then I don't really care about that. Okay, so this is a custom logger that I created. You're upset. Type annotations needed for the option? Really? Oh, well, apparently, okay, so I don't like that. Uh that's really too bad. Hold on, I'm gonna really quickly implement this. And we'll just say log data. This will be a y8y. This will be log. You won't take in the data. I don't need to log the second thing. There it goes. Okay, I think that will be happy. We'll head back to, because no errors here. We'll head back to courses. We'll do, I want log. And this will be clicks on a course. I don't know which one. You're happy there. So if we go to the courses locally, no, it didn't work. I was hoping that would work. Let's see. Do you update the whole site when fetching data, or how do you handle data fetching? So I'm using GraphQL, and so in the middle of the site, whatever you do in action, like for example, if I go from home to courses, it does a request to the server and says, give me the list of all the courses that we have. So it's lazy loading the courses, and then it's inserting templates for the page, and then also for whatever the data is. So it's just like React. You don't need to like do page at a time. Now, Yew version 0.20, which is what I'm using, does have the capability of doing server-side rendering. I haven't used it yet, though. But it's absolutely possible to basically load up, for example, this page with the data on it on the server, send that up, and then it lazy loads everything else once it's going. That's the other thing that could do. That's not working. It's not what I wanted to happen, at least. I wanted that to work just to make sure. It did claim that it rebuilt. Let's try a just to make sure it didn't do anything weird. Log testing. Here, I'll put this up here. So when the component runs, yeah, so I get the testing here. Did I like do something weird with the with this? Like I feel like onClick is wrong to put in here. Like I'm not. It's not what I was expecting. Let's go to our Yew component library. Well, Vim. I want to go to the card list. So we have a card data. We have this onClick. Oh, we got a, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't have the links enabled for Next.js. Okay, so is that how pages and layouts and routes work with Next? I haven't used Next at all, so I'm completely unfamiliar with how Next works. I am not using Axum in this project. No, I'm using Hasura as my API. Hasura is a GraphQL interface. It's basically just a third-party project that I'm using for it. I have used Axum though. It's fun. I like it. So we have a title text. We have that link. Oh, do I just want it to do a... I probably just want it to be a link then. Not an on-click. I want it to be a link. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So let's come back to here. I'll link it to home. Routes home because I don't have anything else built yet. So if I do that, now they're all going to be going to home. Bam. So they take me home here like that. Now if I click that, the test should kind of work, but also just completely fail. That's my guess. Is that this will successfully click it, but then it will not go to you, it'll go to something else. All right, I'll go to this. All right, let's wait until that finishes. All right, let's see if that failed in the way we expected it to. All right, so 30 seconds. That's not... so it expected to get by title Yew.rs. So was the problem that it actually couldn't find... It couldn't find a title with Yew.rs in it. I believe that was what the problem was. So we come back to here. Here we have this H3. That must not be the type of title it's talking about. It must be talking about something else. Unfortunately though, it's almost 12:30 and I'm super hungry and I'm getting cold down here. So I think we're gonna leave it here in sort of like a work in progress state. And then on Monday morning, we'll continue on and we'll continue on moving through here. There's some other things I want to do with Playwright. It apparently can set it up for some like other little configuration things we can do. And I need to set up for CI/CD. So maybe I'll be doing those off stream. I don't know. We'll see. But I am going to leave it at that. Thank you already for hanging out with me today and doing another long Saturday stream. It's fun. I'll probably keep on doing it when I can. I normally stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at around 7 a.m. Mountain Time for about an hour or so. And I do that before my day job. So if I see you then, great. I look forward to it. Otherwise, maybe I'll see you next weekend on Saturday for another longer stream. So with that, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.